Ladies and gentlemen.
Good day. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Well, let's start things off. Let's pull it up. Current blood sugar is sitting at 10.4. I was down around 5. And as I stated in an awful lot of these videos, is if it goes below 6, we start treating. But since then, at lunch, I've just increased. So we just gave bolus for a stack. So stack usually comes around very shortly. So time and range is sitting at a very respectable 91%. 9% above, and my average blood sugar is sitting at around 7.2. Pretty good. Let's try to get this down within the next 24 hours. Looks pretty good. Today, I want to discuss with you continuation of care. And maybe not continuation, but keeping care going. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Just came up with a better topic for today. Still the same, we're going to discuss the same points, but keeping care up sounds better, sounds really what I want to talk to you about. So, let's get things going. So often, people will lived how I lived. As a type 1 diabetic, I would go on, I'd eat what I like, I never took extra insulin. I just took what my doctor prescribed, and that was it. So, what would end up with me? I'd end up in the hospital. I would come out of the hospital, and I'd say, oh, I'm going to do everything right. You know, nothing's going to come against me. I'm going to be the best damn diabetic I can be for my family. That was a clue right there where problems were going to show its evil little head. And where diabetes went from this well-controlled kind of you knew you had it to diabetes right here. I've used this illustration quite a bit, but it really kind of showed what my life was like with diabetes. It's important that you keep care up, not for your girlfriend or your husband or your wife, not for your sons or your daughters or your doctors or your parents, but you've got to do it for you. Sorry, you. Yeah, you out there. That is the most important thing, and you've got to get that into your brain. Another point that I listened to today, which kind of really kind of, wait a minute, that sounds so much better for me, is no matter what's happened in your life up till now, it's important that you remember you are entitled to good health. So don't be out there trying to sabotage your health. It was so much easier, to go into the hospital and have everyone else worry about it. It really got under my nerves when I was talking to my health department about coming into long term care that I said to them, I take care of my diabetes. The rest of it, you guys can all vocalize, take care of, whatever, but diabetes is mine. And why was I worried about taking care of my own diabetes? Because A, I knew my diabetes was difficult, and B, that my care, no one knew better than me about my diabetes care. It was very personal to me, and that's what it should be for you. So you need to come up with ways of keeping your diabetes under control. Later in life, where is it now? There it is. I lost my phone. This little device now. Let me pull up dates. If you take a look on my calendar here, I've got different timing and alarms going off. You can have it on a watch, but cell phones, pretty much everyone is walking around with a microprocessor all the time. And it can keep track of it, just reminding you, oh, maybe it's time I should look at eating or doing a blood sugar. So I would take a look at my blood sugar, and as we saw, 10.3 hasn't changed much since the beginning of the video. But I know if I have to take a correction, which we just did before the video started, because my snack's going to be coming soon, all of this is pretty well embedded in me now. Now, how do you get topics to become embedded for you? So let's get some kind of light out there. It's pretty simple. They say, I think ideally they say, after 30 days of doing anything, it is habit forming. I never found 30 days for myself was long enough. You really need about 90 days to keep your body informed and get used to it. When I first started doing diabetes care, I started on, I believe it was June 1st. I started to do blood sugars 4 times a day. I would start recording. I would always come up with excuses. Oh, sorry, doctor, I forgot my blood test at home, but I'm doing fine. But, you really have to learn that you're just cheating yourself. Your doctors all know that, This person probably hasn't been doing blood sugars. But I got through 1 month. And, you know, doing it 4 times a day, I saw I was dropping low. I'd have a little bit extra carbs at lunch, and it would bring me up, and I'd make it through the rest of the day. That was starting to take care of yourself. It's not once in a while you need to do it. You need to do it all the time. With my lunch, I did a little correction, which brought down my blood sugar by 0.4. I was at 10.4 before, and it's brought it down. So, you just have to keep on top of things. Some people now have it on their smartwatch that they can take a look at their watch and showing what time it is and also what their blood sugar is at. Mind blowing. Years ago, when you became a diabetic, you were given these little, if I said a check, a lot of people now out there would not know a check, but it was about a book, about that big. And in it, you would write down what your urine sugars. And you would have to take this little book with you, and then it changed to blood sugars. But my blood sugars and urine, I don't, as I said earlier, I'd always come up with excuses. And that's not a winning way. You're only playing with your health. And remember, you deserve the best health you can get. And it's doing it for you. So after 90 days of me forcing to do blood sugars about every 4 hours, I guess, a day, but 4 times a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and bed, is when I missed one. Oh my God, I missed one. You felt I would do it right then, even though it was later. I'd write it down and I'd highlight it green, letting my doctor know that, hey, that wasn't really done on time, but for me, I had to do it. If I missed it and didn't do it, that's when problems. We see nothing really happened and things would go on. It's also when you're watching your blood sugars, you find out you have better sleep. Oh my God. Was that? Oh, really? I never knew that. So you need to come up with a regime that works for you. My regime may not necessarily work for you. You could come up with a different regime that works for you as long as you keep your blood sugar within the range of 3.9 to 10, 90% of the time. Watch what you eat. Learn how to count carbs. Get a carb counting book. Reading about how net sugars versus gross sugars and what your carb ratio is. All of these should be discussed with your diabetic doctor, nurse, or dietitian. It's important that you learn how to eat the best and incorporate all this in your day-to-day life, including exercise. Exercise is important. I used to walk quite a bit. Now, obviously, I'm in a bed or a chair. I don't get to exercise as much, but exercise is an important part of your routine. Never forget that. So we talked a bit about why you need to take better care of yourself, what sort of things you can do, get into a regime, who you need to do it for, and that you deserve better health. And with that, we're going to call it a day. Have a great day, and I'll be right back with the next topic. The next topic, or tomorrow's topic, is going to be how I survived 48 years with diabetes, part 2. So, come back tomorrow, same time, same bat station. If any sort of information has got better for you here, it's important that you subscribe. Subscribing helps the channel. And with that, I hope you have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now. My email address is Mike's Diabetes World at gmail.com. All one line. Drop me